Yo, 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 yo. Back at it again.
Woo-hoo!
Wearing the same exact clothes as we did last time for another episode of the Fat Papi Slim Papi podcast. Thank you for being here. Thank you for
Yes.
listening. If you're around people, turn down the podcast now because this is not a podcast that you should play aloud. This is not a podcast that you should listen to aloud at work. This is not a podcast that you should have on in the car with your mother, grandmother.
Especially because we might ask questions like, what's worse, coming in the sink or sinking in the cum?
I could honestly, I have an answer for that, and it didn't take me long to think of it. That was a pretty easy question for me.
You speed ran that.
That was fucking just boom, right there.
And it's not the answer you're thinking of.
At all. But, sometimes you got to figure out where things come from. But anyways. This is Fat Pop, aka BG, with no sinks in his house. And then we have Slim Pop, aka Dark and Ominous, aka Ebony. Just in case you didn't know, Slim Pop is the darkest human being we've ever seen in my life.
AKA Mr. Silhouette.
AKA That's Not My Leg, baby.
AKA even my legs hair casts a shadow.
Goodness gracious. I wonder if you shaved your legs, like if your legs would be like dark or not. I feel like they're
no, they'd be mad light.
Yeah, because I feel like they do just cast a shadow.
Not only that, I feel like the hairs, because they're black, they create an optical illusion. Like my my legs tanner than what it really is.
Or you shave it and it just looks like you have like tan marks of fishnets.
That's funny.
Nigga, why have you been wearing fishnets so long? I said, I don't know.
Because they call me Nemo House.
Call me Mac and Captain Crunch. Going Fruity Pebbles punk rock on these beasties. Trying to get a Cheerio.
Man, see? I think that's one of my favorite things back in hip hop. Like, you don't see that anymore of like rappers just going down a long list of like nicknames.
Bro.
The last time I've heard like people try and get creative with nicknames, it was just like Ricky Rose. And that was because E40 called him that.
It was, I want to say, the last person that really was doing that. Well, besides Decent Merrill podcast, RIP, miss you guys.
Come back home.
For real. Come back home. Nigga, if I could hear their AKAs just one more time.
Yes, because they deleted their fucking SoundCloud, all their podcast episodes.
Oh, I'm just like, come on, my God. I want to hear about East Tremont Stevie B.
You know what I will say though? I'm not super mad at it because everything has an expiration date, even this podcast. And I feel
yeah, but we're like canned food.
Yeah, we're like spam. We'll like last forever. Like
maybe not forever, but literally you won't have to check the expiration date.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it'll take years off your life, but you know. But no, what I was just trying to say is basically I respect the fact that they ended on a high note. Like the podcast, from what I understand, at least when I listened to it, it felt the same every episode. Felt good, interesting, entertaining, all the good words. It wasn't like drawn out like, man, these guys still doing this shit. They need to like give the fuck up. Like some people be doing that. They find their little niche or something that gets them noticed and they run that into the ground. And I feel like YouTube and TikTok are like two platforms where you see it the most. Like you'll just see a YouTube channel of a dude for the past like 8 years doing the same series. Or like on TikTok, they'll be like, oh, embarrassing prank part 364. Like, damn.
So it's like if these people don't know that you're pranking them every single day, if these
Yeah.
people don't notice that you're running up with the camera,
Yeah. I mean,
oh,
we all know too, like back in the day, like there's plenty of prank channels, and I'm sure it's true
no,
for today with TikTok that were just straight up fake.
let's talk about back in the days when pranks were pure. Let's talk about back in the days where when you played a prank, it was so fucking severe. You couldn't let anybody else in on the prank.
Mm.
You set it up for a fucking long time. You thought about it. You plotted it. You waited. You attempted it 3 or 4 different times, but things didn't go the way. Like maybe they didn't walk down the hallway at the right time. It just didn't work, and you never pushed it too far. You were always like a step behind. Maybe one day everything went perfect, but you're just wild pussy. You're like, yo, I might get in trouble for this prank.
That was definitely me.
And then all of a sudden, the stars align for you. And you do some shit where literally only the person there sees the last minute of it. They don't see the preparation. They don't see you grabbing the mustard. They don't see anything. All they see is that last moment of your cousin asleep on the ground
Oh my god.
and you squirting
What?
mustard into his mouth while he's asleep and giggling your ass off because the only thing he does is go and start snoring again.
Bro, I mean, we could cut out the name, but who was this?
Bro, that was my cousin Man.
Okay. That
I'm gonna be
that's
honest.
funny.
The real funny part is because when he was doing that whole lip smack and shit is when we did ketchup, right?
Uh,
And once we did mustard, I guess it was too tart, so he just kind of like scrunched up his face, and then he went, but he went back to sleep immediately thereafter. Bro, oh my gosh, my cousin Man got
I
the
I
worst of it. We
I ho-
fucking
I
we
feel
drew
like if you doing
blind,
that type of reaction, it just goes to show that that's an everyday occurrence. Like it happens more often than not.
bro. That shit was so funny because yeah, we used to talk like, hey, like you better not fall asleep. We're gonna play Getchu Gotchu. Better not fall asleep, nigga. The first person to fall asleep is getting fucked with, right? And I remember we were drawing circles on this nigga eye. He looked like Lil Rascal's dog. Like he was doing some wild, flagrant shit to this guy. We drew dicks on his face, but then we were too young to be able to do that, so we had to like scribble it out.
Mhm.
All different types of shit. And I mean, hey, look, I get it. You know, Kangaroo Jack was a bad movie, and we got it on bootleg, and it put you to sleep.
Mhm.
But you was talking wild shit, boy, and we may have squeezed just about a half of a fucking container of Del Monte ketchup in his mouth.
You want if you really want to wake them up, just do like a a tablespoon of Miracle Whip.
That was my first experience with Miracle Whip was at that nigga's house. But I remember his mama came out of the room, right? And I was like, nigga, we done fucked up. I got this mustard and ketchup container right next to me. My cousin Quay Quay has a big ass magic marker, like the biggest, fattest magic marker in the world, drawing on this nigga's face. And here she comes walking around the corner, and I'm like, yo, it is done. But you know what happens? She walk around the corner. She's like, what are you doing? And my cousin Quay Quay said the Gest shit I've ever heard in my life. She just told her the truth. She said, I'm playing Getchu Gotchu. This nigga fell asleep, so we got his ass. So she said, oh shit, let me see. Yo, she was dying, right? And she's like, don't draw on that nigga face anymore. He gonna be trying to wash that shit out for a week. Like, yo, just use the mustard and the ketchup. Don't draw on his face anymore.
Oh man, that's the best. That's the best when they know what's up and they just kind of let you live your life. That's a core memory.
So I remember he ended up waking up that night, went to the bathroom, and
Oh,
was
you
trying
cut
to.
out. You cut out. You said, you remember he woke up.
Yeah, he woke up, had ketchup all over his face, all over his t-shirt, and went to the bathroom to go clean up, right? And this nigga came out, and the only thing he could say was, y'all really got me good this time. And he's like, yo, I'm gonna let you know. This is my mama's t-shirt, because it was just a normal t-shirt, right? And he's like, if y'all get ketchup and mustard on this shit, my mama gonna whoop your ass.
Mhm.
And mama already said not to get any more marker on my face because I've been trying to clean this shit out and I still have a circle around my eye. Looking like the motherfucking Target dog. He's like, yo, y'all can fuck with me if you want to. But if you do, then it is what it is. And then here come out my auntie, and you know what she said? Y'all already got that nigga. Get somebody else.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, so it didn't end.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I feel like that should be it should be a spoken rule. Just like if you already got them, just like don't go crazy.
We went in saying this nigga's face looked like Lil Wayne's face when we were fucking done.
I'm not going to lie. Like you kind of like triggered me when you was talking about like uh
Cousin was sleeping on the floor. And he did this shit.
yeah,
Said,
he's
"Ooh,
asleep and you squirt something in his mouth.
pause."
I was like, I was like, dog. That reminds me. Uh, when I was a teenager, and I was hanging out with my sister a lot, and uh, she would like to go different places, uh, go get food or whatever. I remember sitting in the passenger seat, knocked the fuck out. I'm talking like head all the way back, mouth agape, wide open, basically snoring, I'm guessing. And my sister thought it'd be the best idea to get some of her drink that, with the straw and put some drink in my mouth while my while my mouth was open, looking up in the air. So I lightly choke,
A
and that's
polite joke.
and that's what she did. She, of course, she had soda, so it got the little burn to it. So yeah,
So I
like
got
I woke up
carbonation in
out
my
of my
house.
sleep in a panic, basically drowning on some Dr. Pepper, and I was pissed. Oh my god, I was so pissed.
Like I said,
She could not stop laughing.
how
She
am I
saw
gonna
me
die with this sweet, beautiful flavor in my mouth?
for real. How is it that I tasted all 23 flavors?
How dare you turn Dr. Pepper against me?
Not the duck.
Doctor, I know you didn't mean it. I know you didn't mean it. It was her.
Oh shit. But yeah, once you said that, I was like, man, that is not fun. I mean, it's one thing to like get shit drawn on your face or whatever, but to have something squirted in your mouth out of nowhere, not cool. Not
Bro,
fucking cool
the
at
head
all.
games that I learned in fucking Sacramento were fucking ridiculous, dog. I remember it was another game, and this isn't a game, bro. This is not a game. We would literally, bro, you're not paying attention. I am going to wind up my arm
Oh god.
and smack the living shit out of the back of your neck and grip it, like still with pressure on. So that way the sting and the burn fucking like it's like slap plus Indian burn. I know that's probably not the proper term, and I apologize for that. That's just what we called it back in the day.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if it really comes from India or Native American. Nigga, I don't know. There's no real there's no real story there. But
Mhm.
dog, we used to do that shit and we would just say, wake your neck up. How
Yeah.
was that a game?
For the listeners that are probably listening right now, they're like, damn, he's talking about all this shit when he's sleeping over with his cousins. Why isn't Slim Pop joining in on his memories of all that? That's because me and Fat Pop never did shit like that. Fat Pop only did this shit over there, which thank God I don't know how to fucking handle life. But yeah, at most he would just fucking roast me
Hey
for my
man,
hairy
I'm a
legs.
fan of Oh, that shit hasn't ended. That shit-
I know.
uh, yeah, I'm just a fan of meeting people with the same energy. Like dog, if you
I
if
didn't know
you're
you
giving
had
off
that
that
energy,
energy,
bro.
then I mean I ain't get to white boy territory, but like yeah, I'll fuck with people.
You became
All
dangerously
right,
close. Once you start squirting shit
no,
in people's mouths, that's dangerously close.
no, because white boys would have done some whole extra shit. But
Yeah, we all know.
let's talk about the time where you went and you hung around some white boys and you realized that these people are flagrant as fuck with their pranks and the shit that they do to each other.
I'm drawing a blank right now. Maybe
Oh,
my subconscious has blocked it.
bro, I remember being in fifth grade and it was this kid. This is how you know this is the whitest shit I've ever said in my life. He had the master bedroom of the house that they lived in.
Mhm.
The kid had the fucking master bedroom of the house. Does that make
As he
sense?
should.
Does that make sense to anybody? No.
You
This nigga
listening, mom and dad?
he had a door. He could literally exit his room and go outside.
Mhm.
It was like a room, and on the side was like a little chill area. where he like put a couch and had the TV, and then there was his closet on one side, and then his bathroom on the other side, right? And I'm chilling in the room in the part with the TV and everything like that, and this nigga passes out watching us play video games as I'm running the fucking table on NBA Street Volume 2 like a fucking boss. And this white dude was like, "Hey, look, we're gonna fuck with him, right?" And my mind instantly goes to, "Okay, you're gonna like, what are we gonna draw on his face or spray some ketchup in his mouth?" He's like, "Nah, man, everybody get everybody to watch." And this was like it's some end of the year shit. Everybody's fucking everybody was over at this kid's house. It must have been like 12 deep, right?
Mhm.
Got everybody to come into the little room and look around. And this nigga looked at him, turned around, dropped his pants, and Rakishi'd this nigga's face. He put bare ass in this nigga's face. And I was the only person that didn't laugh.
Oh shit. I mean, that's
I
not funny.
I was like, yo, I need to get new friends.
Yeah.
I was like, if they could do that to somebody,
Nah, it's that's doing way too much once you got the bare ass. Once you risk pink eye, like you've gone too far.
bro, I'm not even gonna say, but my brother has a friend. I need you mind. I'm cool with this friend too. Like he's been around since day one. My brother's like 8 years older than me, so his friends obviously have been around me like my whole life, right?
Yep.
And one of them does music and shit, and we've always been cool. And I guess we were never close enough to get to the pranking each other phase, but he's a white guy. And he let his flag show. One day we were all over at his house playing Madden and drinking beers and shit. And he's like, "Hey, you want another beer?" I'm like, "Yeah." He asked my brother if he wants another beer. He's like, "Yeah." So he walks past. He gives me my beer. I'm in the recliner. My brother's sitting on the couch, and his seat was at the end of the couch. He walks by my brother, bends down, and farts in his face. I'm talking 6 inches of separation.
Good fucking lord.
And all my brother said was, "Oh, that was a good one." And I just couldn't, I just, I had to let
He
him
does
know.
it too.
I was like, yo,
I was
that's,
I was waiting to see the reaction just to see if like maybe he wasn't cool with it. So it's like, okay, maybe he don't play like that. That response, yeah, he definitely does some shit like that back to him.
bro, I was like, yo, I'm 22 years old, 21, 22. I'm like, hey, look, I gotta plant my flag in the ground. And after I was done laughing, I was like, hey, look, that was funny as hell. But if you did that shit to me,
It's
as
like in the
cool as we are,
in the
we'd have to
comments.
go outside and we'd have to scrap. Like, I just have to plant my flag in the ground and let you know what it is.
Yeah. It's like,
There is
bro.
no way on God's green earth that you are going to bend your skinny ass down and blow a fucking fart directly in my face.
Bro, it reminds me of like people in the comments anytime something like that be happening. Like, I personally wouldn't let that slide. It's like that's that whole energy right there.
Bro, I was big on that energy, and plus, like, I was raised a little different.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah,
you know,
you instead of squirting ass, you squirt fucking mustard.
Hey, look, man, I was just taught to always set my boundaries.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember
No, I did it too. I did it
I
too.
I
I'd
get it.
tell people like, because they want to try to roast me. I'm like, I just don't play like that. And then they be like, oh, for real? Yeah, man.
Yeah, I remember,
But
and
here I
this is
am
what
roasting today.
I know. Yeah, this is fucked up because like you could talk shit about me, whatever. You talk shit about my cousin, like yeah. If somebody talks shit about you, I was getting on their head and I was roasting the living fuck out of them within an inch of their life. Like I'm talking about, they're not going to school the next day.
Hmm.
But my mom told me when I was really young, I must have been in kindergarten. I was like, this person said something about this person's mom, and I thought it was funny. And my mom's like, that's no, that's not funny. If anybody says anything about me to you, you don't have to wait for them to hit you first.
Oh my
You beat
god.
their fucking ass. And I was like, Mom, but it's a game. She's like, there is no game when you talk about somebody's mama. And I
Hmm.
was like, okay, I'm going to carry that on for the rest of my fucking life.
Good lord.
Bro, I remember somebody said that's your mama joke. And this is me becoming like a decent functioning human being.
Hmm.
And it was my coworker who was actually my boss. And we were cool. And he tried to say your mama joke. And I was like, hey, look, dog, the shit's funny, but I don't say your mama jokes to you.
Hmm.
And if you say another your mama joke to me after I tell you this, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. I'm like, dog, I'll play this shit. Like your mama jokes, like I'm not gonna say it to you.
Everyone has
You don't
something.
say you don't say it to me. If you say this, I don't care where we are, who we're around, if you're my boss or not,
Hmm.
I'm going to take flight. And maybe we could be cool afterwards, but still we gotta set
It
these
doesn't mean
ground.
you get to re up too. That's like,
Yeah. Still we gotta set these ground rules.
yeah, everyone has their thing. Like I remember meeting someone and he's like, bro, if there's one thing that you know is crossing the line and like I'll instantly take off is if you call me a bitch. Like I don't
Oh
play
yeah,
with
when
that
I was
word. I was like, damn, I didn't know. Like, because some people they don't care. You know.
yeah. I mean, I kind of felt the same way, although the word has gotten like a lot lighter used as of lately. But
Hmm.
yeah, calling a man bitch, like I was like, this is the ultimate disrespect.
For real. I don't know. I never in my even as a youngin hearing Yo Mama jokes. Yeah, they sounded funny, but I just I can never see myself uh hearing a Yo Mama joke and be like, oh, that's cool. That
I
was
get it.
never cool with me.
But
But
I want to bring up one quick story because our time is winding down.
yeah.
I remember when we were going to school together, I halfway got into a fight at school. Halfway,
Hmm.
right? The I said something to a person punched me in the mouth, bloodied my nose, and I threw them to the floor, and then I got grabbed before I could just pummel the living shit out of the kid because it wasn't even fair because I was a third grader the size of a sixth grader, but that wasn't my fault. So I get pulled to the side. My teacher asked me what happened. I'm like, this kid said X, Y, and Z. It was an old white lady too. I'm like, this person said X, Y, and Z. So I called them something and then they hit me in the face. They're like, what did you say? And I was like, I called him a curse word. He hit me in my face. I threw his ass to the ground. And they're like, okay, what curse word did you say? And I'm like, look, I don't really feel comfortable saying it. And they're like, just say
Anymore?
what you said, right? And I'm like, look, I'm not sure if it's my ancestors speaking right now, but they're like, yo, this white person's trying to trick you. But I don't feel comfortable with fucking saying it, right? And she's like, just say it. And she's like, what word was it? And I was like, I called him the B word. And she's like, oh, you called him a bastard? I was like,
No.
that's not in my vocabulary. She was like, oh, you called him a bitch? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, I see why he hit you in the face. And I was like, yeah. And he saw why I threw his ass to the ground.
Yeah, you saw that ground coming real quick.
And she's like, she's like, you can't call a person that without expecting to fight. And I was like, I was expecting to fight.
Dog, you was a menace, bro. Bruh, what?
Bro,
Bruh.
I don't know what he said to me. He must have said something that really triggered me. No, knowing me, he probably said a yo mama joke.
So
Which
verbally, you was trying to spit in his face in hopes that he would throw the first punch so you wouldn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
And I still had a code. I'm like, yo, we could talk all this shit, but you got to hit me first.
Mm-hmm.
And the fucked up part is my code was so strong, you could push me and I'll push you back. But I'm not going to swing on you if you push me. Mm-hmm. You literally would have to swing on me for me to swing on you. I don't know why I had this warrior fucking code that was bulletproof thin.
Yeah, I know. I have it too.
I don't understand. It's like push. All right, push, hit. Okay, now it is the appropriate time.
Now you hear the gong go off in your head, just boom. It's like it has begun.
And now I feel fucked up because I'm like, I'm 30 years old now, and I value my time. If somebody pushes me now, I'm not going to push them back.
I am going time efficient.
I am going to throw the hardest punch I've ever thrown at somebody's temple and try to do this quick. Like, hey man, you want to fight? Let's just get in and out of there. Right?
What you should do is fucking hug them like a boxer.
Wait for somebody to break us up.
And then, yeah, you hit the little side punches. Oh shit! Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, that was great. That was great. I love hearing about your code as a kid and how you're a fucking menace. Sometimes I leave this podcast knowing you a little bit less when you tell me a little bit more about yourself. I feel like you lived a whole nother life. And when you came around, I never knew you had this demon in you.
Bro, I wasn't. Hey, look, dog. I was just a fan of matching people's energy, and if you brought it one step further, I brought it a step further.
No, I talk a lot of shit, but no, like you are a person that like has like set rules. You're not like causing trouble for the sake of causing trouble. Like you're not like bullying people. I've never seen you be that type of person. That ain't in you. But yeah, that shit's fucking so interesting to hear. Like all these little stories that be coming up out of nowhere. So if y'all listening, just keep tuning in because he doesn't just like these come out so organically. So you just got to keep up with the episodes to just know when the next little tidbit of his life just be popping out. But with that being said, I do think we should get into the playlist because we got about 3 minutes and 20 seconds left.
All right, cool. So I got another track. I was just really surprised how this playlist was curated. Because normally on, I'm not going to shout out any streaming service, but normally on some of these streaming services, it's very hit or miss. Um, but they put a lot of heat together. So the next song I'm going to add on is called 95 by DJ Muggs featuring Jay Worthy. For y'all that don't
Nice.
know, Jay Worthy, cold ass. I mean, just cold as fuck. Super gangster, super. It's a slower tempo. It's really fucking bit into the toughest steak ever, and you gotta like shake off to actually get a bite.
My bad. You cut out. It said you said that he has a slow tempo, super gangster.
This slow tempo, super gangster to the point where you'd be bobbing your head slow and and grimacing like you just took a fucking bite out of a tough steak and you gotta like shake your head to actually like rip off a piece. Like
Oh,
this is some shit where you might like actually think about stabbing somebody with a
mm.
butter knife.
Damn. Don't listen to this on the yard.
For
But
real.
with the song I'm gonna go with, it's kind of like old, but I was just listening to this the other day, and it just brings back so much nostalgia. I'm gonna go with the Webbie Flow by Isiah Rashad. Um, that's just one of the coldest songs on that whole project. I just remember replaying it so much. Just very down to earth type of lyrics, very dope fucking song.
I don't
Again, that's Webbie
understand.
Flow.
I don't understand Isaiah Rashad. I don't understand him whatsoever. It's like you dropped a sex tape. Like, dog, you don't seem like a person that has sex ever. You just spit the coldest bars. That's all you fucking do, my nigga. It doesn't make sense to me. How can you dabble in both, bro? It, this
Yeah.
nigga is crazy.
Speaking of coldest bars, we're going to have to talk about that Kendrick Lamar album because I listened to it recently. But
It's been on repeat. All right, bro.
uh, but check out the description for everything that you might need. But most importantly, just hit a like on the video. That helps out the most, and just sharing it with a friend. But with that being said, this was the Fat Papi Slim Papi podcast. Thank you for listening. We'll catch y'all next time.
We out.